Hello and welcome back to the second part on my honeycomb Slitherlink tutorial. Now this is a new puzzle that I've chosen. We're going to go through what we saw last week quite quickly with the fives, so we can fill these in quickly enough as follows. Yep. Now here, I don't remember if I talked about it. When you have a 2 in between two fives, you cannot go like this because then the two fives become impossible. You have to go like that, and then you get the following hat with a line pointing outwards, or if it's in the corner, the 5 will be completed. Now I did this with the 3. I should explain that actually. Since we've got two lines here, you have to use one out of the two remaining possibilities, so you have to use this one. It's the same as with this line here pointing out the 5. It's exactly the same logic, and that happens with all numbers. Whenever you have a line pointing towards a hexagon, the two adjoining segments count as one line used. That is the main piece of logic to continue the puzzle at this point. So now here you know that you're either going this way and therefore going around like this, or going this way and going like this. So it means you are definitely using these segments. Here, as I said before, this counts as one. There's one line in one of those two segments and two lines at the back, which means you do have to use this one and that one. Now the second piece of logic that you will have to use when getting to a certain point in a Slitherlink is that you cannot obviously close a loop before you finish the entire puzzle. So here with this yellow loop that's very small and so you cannot close it, you must continue keeping it open, and therefore you can finish this 3 and so on. With this 4, this happens quite often, this pattern. You have one line completed, one line possible here, so the other two here must be used. And similar thing happens with the 3, except that you don't add these two, you just put a line pointing outwards here. Now this 5, I don't know why it wasn't completed properly. This 3 here is interesting because either use these two and complete it, or you don't use these two and complete it this way, which means that this one has to be used and this one cannot be used, and this means you can just complete the 5 as such. Now let's pretend this here wasn't there. With this loop here, when you have two small loops that are kind of intersecting, you cannot, there's only one particular way you can close them. You can't do this. You must join the two middle lines together, and in order to not close the loop. Here this is completed, and so is this. This 2, similarly, you can add a line pointing outwards, and here. Now with this 4, we know we've got one line here or here, which means there's also one hole here or here, which means we must use these two, otherwise there'd be too many holes on that 4. We keep this loop open. Now here, if we close that makes 3 holes around the 4, so we keep it. We don't close it, and we keep the pink loop open. One final thing that you may need to know is that when you are approaching an enclosed space such as this, in this other puzzle that I was completing, you may need to count the number of segments pointing into it. Here it is obvious, but if you just need to know that you need an even number of segments in an enclosed area. If not, there would always be one left over like this, and this one you can't do anything with it. So that means that when you have this here, you need to bring in an even number of segments, and you can finish the enclosed space. Thank you very much for watching this second and final part of the honeycomb Slitherlink tutorial. I hope that now you will make some more progress on your puzzles. Bye.